For today's lesson, we're going to actually learn about making your own lesson plan. So remember, there are many kinds of lesson plan, but for today, we're going to actually tackle only about semi-detailed lesson plan. And so the semi-detailed lesson plan is enough for you to actually submit when you're doing demo teaching, especially if you're applying for um, this JET program from Japan, the Japan English Teaching Program or Exchange Program, because I've actually used this one, or even if you're applying for a language assistant program in other country, I think this would be enough. Yeah, rather than submitting the full or the complete or detailed lesson plan. So let me walk through the parts of an English lesson plan. So we have the lesson topic. So this is what the topic that you're going to teach. Then you have your objectives. Usually, a good lesson plan has at least three objectives. Then we have the duration. So your lesson plan should be approximately 45 minutes to an hour. The grade level, if you're teaching like elementary, high school, or if you want to be specific, you can say first grade, second grade. Yeah. Then materials. What are the things that you need for actually executing your lesson plan or implementing your lesson plan. So you could put laptop, MP4, flashcards, or marker. Then this is very important. If you have your reference, so you have to put your reference. I did APA format, so you can Google how to do the APA format style. So when we talk about objectives, you have to bear in mind that you have to use active voice, and you have to make sure that when you're making objectives, you also have to make your activities in line with your objectives. So for example, how do you think students would acquire basic vocabulary and expression? So maybe they will do some memory game or something. So identify common body parts. So maybe you have Simon Says touch something, or familiarize with the proper pronunciation. So you have the drill activity, and develop interest and an appreciation of English through learning parts of the body, so you make your learner appreciate English more. So what's important about objective is that they should be achievable. It should be student centered. It should be some kind of measurable, something that you can measure, and also it should emphasize on acquisition of knowledge, also on the emotions or affective needs of the children that they would like English. Yeah, and also have um, the kind of TPR, total physical response, or language, communicative language teaching. Okay, so I actually divided my lesson plan after reference into three parts. So we have the stage, activity, and remarks. So we have the preparatory or daily routine. So it's like you're doing the greeting, the weather, the day, date, collecting of homework. Yeah. So usually you do this daily routine. Yeah. So you can call a student to actually tell you to ask them about the weather, what day is today, so they can stand up. And also, if you have some calendar, that would be better. So review past lesson. This is very important part of the lesson plan. So you have to do a review so you can recall. And when you're just doing demo teaching, it's very crucial that those people who will be evaluating you would know that you actually know how to teach every day, that it's very essential to do a review or a recap of what you've learned. So maybe this one would not take much of your time, just 1 or 2 minutes to do flashcards or to just review some words. Then, of course, we have the warm up or motivation. So usually you have to think about songs or a game or an activity that you could use to introduce your lesson. So of course, the very famous head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So you have learned new song with gestures. And what actually I did in my lesson or in my demo teaching, I actually have this cardboard size of an empress that has the parts of the body, and the students have to guess, for example, or you show the photo and you ask them who is this one, yeah, and how many parts of the body. If you could do that, that would be amazing. Then yeah, you present the new words and expression, so head, eyes, nose, ears, mouth, yeah, shoulders. So you could say what's this, how many, and touch your, yeah. So you could say here in remarks, you could see ALT demos, students imitate, ALT or students practice together. So it's very essential nowadays if we do demo teaching to have the conversation activity. So like students are trying to converse, either you can have someone like a leader in a leader or a volunteer that would say touch your or how many, and they do ask questions and answers using gestures. Yeah. Then generalization, so you do a review and drill. So you could use uh, flashcards, photos, or you could also use some jigsaw puzzle, when they can form like a face of a certain celebrity, or maybe a Pokemon character, or something that is related to their culture. So students could actually relate and would enjoy. So your applications, you could say teacher Barbie says activity, like Simon says activity, and you do the role play, students out. Yeah. Then we have the evaluation. So you have your homework or your worksheet where they label and complete the body parts. For example, what I did here is a self-portrait worksheet of the famous Mexican painter Frida Kahlo. And you have the closing, so you're asking questions for clarification, your lesson topic or homework. Then high five to students. Okay, so that's a quick review of our lesson plan, our semi-detailed lesson plan. I hope you've learned. If you want me to send this copy of my lesson plan, I would be more than willing, and you could actually leave your email address below. Okay, that's all. Bye bye.